It's been a while. Hey, man.
What was that?
What's going on?
Who
I'm just telling him, it's been a while since we've
No,
had a chat.
the song you were singing.
Yeah. It's been a while since I first called you.
There's the door.
Is that Nickelback?
It's gotta be.
It's been a while since I...
Look at this graph.
Look at this graph. Unbelievable tune.
I don't know how they made it out of the 2000s.
Neither do I, man.
I don't know. Nickelback's awesome though. Why am I?
I'm talking shit like I don't like them.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a hater, but I respect it.
I'm a hater because it's cool to be a hater.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
Animals might be one of the best songs ever written.
How does that one go?
Yes. Remember? I don't remember.
God damn it.
It's good though. It's really good.
Okay.
I remember it being good.
They're getting some good thigh and crotch shots right now with this setup. I kind of like it. They're getting a lot of goodies.
I'll take that out in post. All right.
Yeah. Will you fix that?
Yeah, I'll fix that in post.
Cool one.
I'll zoom in a little bit.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Crop it.
You guys got to pay for that kind of stuff. All right.
Yeah, come on,
Come
bro.
on. Dude, how the fuck was New York?
New York. It was solid. First time there, and went around Manhattan and stayed in Brooklyn for a couple days. But I was just blown away the whole time. It's just a crazy ass place.
It's fucking massive.
It's massive. It's fucking loud. It's busy.
Yes.
As hell.
All of those things.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's like a marvel of one of the world's 7 marvels.
Wonders of the world.
The world's 7 marvels.
What are you watching Modern Marvels on History Channel?
Yeah. That's what it felt like, honestly. And the subway system just goes crazy.
It is pretty wild.
It is.
You walk into a tunnel and you get on this rickety little car and then it spits you out a couple miles away. And
I feel like I was getting teleported. You sit on there for 2 minutes and you're in a completely different part of the city.
Yeah,
it's wild.
It is wild.
But it was cool. It was cool to see all that. Not a huge fan of Times Square and all that stuff, but I enjoyed the quieter parts. We were I said, we were in Brooklyn for a bit, and I enjoyed that speed.
Yeah,
compared to here in Denver.
Right.
A lot different.
It's so many people.
Yeah.
Especially Manhattan, downtown area. It is in any city, people are living on top of each other, but there it's to the max.
Yeah. It's as hard as it goes,
Yeah.
In terms of city life. But I found Brooklyn was much more the Denver speed that I'm used to, which is cool. I like Brooklyn a lot more than Manhattan.
Manhattan. It's kind of Rhino vibes, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I would say it's closest to Rhino if we're comparing it to a place here in Denver. So yeah, something like that. Yeah. Have you been?
Jesus, it's been so long. It's been a decade since I was there last. I was probably 12.
Yeah.
And we went just for a weekend, or for an afternoon. We flew
really?
in because my grandparents live upstate.
Uh-huh.
So we flew in to Newark and then went through the city briefly just to see it and got out a few times.
Oh yeah.
I did not like it.
No.
I mean, granted, I was 12 years old, but I was this place is insane.
Yeah.
It is just it's so loud. There's so many people. Everybody's moving and on a mission, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially coming from fucking Longmont.
Exactly.
It's whoa.
That's what
What is going on?
That's what it was. It was holy shit. You feel out of your element, It's completely. I was thinking Vegas and New York. Now that I've been, is the 2 places that are one of a kind in the U.S.
Yeah.
You just will not find either of those places anywhere else, or even close. I think people try to compare L.A. to New York, but it's not even the same. It's not as busy. It's just not the same vibe.
Yeah.
At all.
At all.
I get that they're both like massive cities, but I feel like it's definitely different.
Yeah.
But
100%.
yeah. I would. Do you think you could like live there for a bit?
New York?
Yeah.
No, dude.
No.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Maybe in Brooklyn. Like, I do like Rhino, and if I haven't been to Brooklyn, so if it's like Rhino, I could probably do that.
Yeah.
I think that Rhino's probably where I'm gonna move after this. Like, I
Yeah.
like being downtown, but it is a lot.
It is.
Like, there's so much going on. There's like no like. There are trees, but there's no like grass anywhere.
Yeah. That and that's the thing with New York too. Is like, yeah, there's certain blocks that will have like trees on the curbs, and then but the only other way that you're seeing greenery is parks, like smaller parks, like Central Park's fucking huge, and I never went there. I never got up like that north of Manhattan, but yeah, there's just parks like spread around. What?
Nothing.
So yeah, it was cool, but I don't know if I'd probably do something like Brooklyn maybe for a bit, but no longer than like a year. Yeah, exactly.
But why would you move all the way to New York City?
Well, yeah, I think for a lot of people it's the, I think you pay for, and the attraction is like everything's there. So like if you want to go into like Manhattan and like see all that stuff, or they've got really good like venues and stuff like that, bars, whatever, it's right there, but you can also live right outside of it. So I don't know, I'm not sold on it, but it could. But yeah, it's a great point. It's like why
would you move to
why would you want to?
Of course it's a great city, tons of life there, there's probably great networking, but it's like, why would you move to New York?
Yeah, just seems like everybody's on that mission of like,
what are you talking about? Everybody's moving to Austin.
It's true.
Everybody and their brother is moving. Dude, it's fucking ridiculous. I was there like 2 weeks ago. I met probably like 4 or 5 people who are like actually from Austin.
Yeah.
Not even that many. I think it was probably 2 people that I met that were actually from Austin, and everyone else was like out of state somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's like here too, though. It's
Yeah.
the same way here.
It's about the same, I would say.
I don't get it.
Here, it's,
Don't get it.
Yeah, it's about the same. I mean, I was in Austin in the beginning of 2019, so it's been a minute. I feel like after then I was hearing, like, oh, everybody's moving to Austin. Like some of our friends have moved, or like Will and Jack are going to move there for work and stuff. So it's kind of like the new place. For some reason, everybody found it out at the same,
It's cool.
Same point that Austin's cool. Man.
It's cool. Like, I'll give it that. But it's also really hot.
Yeah.
Like, that was...
Oh, yeah.
That was debilitating heat. And it's not even, like, summer there.
I know. The best time to go is, like, January through April or May. Because you get some heat, and it's, like, in the 70s. But
yeah,
when it gets to summer... That's when I went. I think I went in January last time I went, and it was good, humid.
Yes,
but 70s. So I was like, okay, well this is bearable, and everybody's like, yeah, it's not that fun when during the summer. Yeah. If you like that kind of thing,
it's just like the sticky heat. Heat, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
it's like it gets hot here, and it'll make you sweat. You walk outside there, and you feel like you're already sweating.
Right.
You're like, as a guy who sweats a lot, it's kind of a lot. It just sucks.
It's too much.
It's too much.
Simply too much.
Simply too much, guys.
Did you watch some movies recently?
No. Not a single one.
It's a damn show.
No. I went 2 weeks ago. I went and saw Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one yet. Give me a synopsis.
Dude, I could not even try to explain it to you.
Yeah.
It is I left feeling like my brain had been scrambled.
Okay.
Like, it just was like trying to keep up with traveling through so many different universes and all this stuff. It was just a lot to take in.
Yeah.
The plot was, I think they're like Marvel's most, I don't want to say aggressive, but it's most adult themed.
Yeah, I heard that there were some scenes that were like pretty adult, like leaned on the adult side.
Yes, yeah, like there was definitely like 2 or 3 like legit, like could have been in like a B-list horror film.
Okay.
Like some like kind of scary stuff. And then like how many people have been like killed in the Marvel universe, like gruesomely killed?
Yeah.
Not too many, right?
Yeah, probably.
Fucking in a different universe, Doctor Strange, like from a different universe. I forget how this ended up happening, but he gets like launched out of the window and just lands on like a spiked fence, like just impaled on this spiked fence, and you're like,
whoa.
whoa.
Some shock value right there.
Yeah, and it's like it's Marvel too, so you're like,
yeah, it's like jarring. Like,
yes,
not expecting it,
because everyone just gets beat up in the Marvel universe,
yeah,
and
right.
then they just like lay down until the scene moves on,
and then maybe they have like a bloody nose, and it's
right.
like, oh, okay,
right, or they,
you probably should have sustained a bit more injury from that, but
yeah, exactly. But on the whole, I think it was like pretty good.
Yeah,
I'd give it like a 6.6.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't terrible,
That's solid.
but as far as Marvel movies go, it certainly wasn't the best, but it had some redeeming qualities. I'd give it like a 6.6.
Yeah. I'm excited for the new Thor to come out. I feel like Endgame was definitely the peak of the Marvel universe. I think since then it's not like a steep decline. I don't think it's plummeting, but just like, I don't know, that movie was like Endgame. It was supposed to be like the wrap up.
Yeah.
And now they're just like, they obviously know how much it's making and just kind of keep the machine moving.
Dude, that machine is moving because they just keep coming out with them.
Yeah, and it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
I was like thinking about it and asked somebody like, when do you think this is like, when do you think they're like going to stop making Marvel movies now? And I'm like, never, probably. Like, genuinely.
Somebody's going to have to die. Somebody is going to have to die. Stan Lee already died, so.
This is true.
Of Jon Favreau, right? He's been like the main guy.
Yeah,
I got a bone to pick with that guy. I got a bone to pick with him.
Yeah.
I don't know who gave him the reins to all of like the major like series, but I think he's kind of fucked up Star Wars because like he wrote Boba Fett. Like, they're good shows.
Well, that's the other thing about those shows, at least for Mandalorian when it came out, is that it's written by probably a couple people, but then it's also directed by a different person every episode.
Right.
So, although it's coherent with the story, there's some things that like I just don't understand that. Why
they're like
why they just like
stylistically
like, hey, like direct an episode, and then it's like then it's not one person's like cohesive vision, I think.
Sure.
And I don't know how much influence the directors necessarily have, because a part of me is like, okay, well, it's such a big corporation, like, they're directing it when it's like, here's what you're gonna do, basically.
Yeah.
Here's how it's probably maybe
right
structured already, and they just have to like execute it as a director. But dude, those shows, man, and Obi-Wan just came out and started streaming, and I was like, oh, okay. No, I'm not trying to get too excited about it because, it's a TV show. It's one of those again, and it just they look like TV shows,
right?
Which I get. It is a TV show.
Technically, it's a streaming show.
Yeah, right.
But it's like you guys have like the
on
biggest
Disney Plus.
budgets
I know.
in entertainment, and you're giving us like some small set bullshit.
I know. That's the thing. Is like, you know how big Disney is and the Star Wars name and all that. It's like, I would just think they would put more effort into that. I was watching the show Obi-Wan, even the first episode, and the bad guys land on Tatooine, I think, is
again.
Wherever, yeah. Again,
Everything's
like
a fucking Tatooine.
Same shit. I get for the story of Obi-Wan, like that's where he is and stuff. Yet, and I don't necessarily have a problem with like that storyline, but it's like they're panning across the group of people,
right,
in the plaza area, the main sort of quarter, but they're panning through and you see these like side alleys, and it's just like nothing is behind them. Yeah. There's no like establishing world building shots that get you in and like make you understand the scale. I remember in the movies, I guess really all the movies, but even like the prequels, it was just like, it was so busy that you could like sense these places where it just seems like dead in that town, and in Obi-Wan like, specifically.
Even when that that same shot, that Inquisitor ship lands, and like the Inquisitor ship like looked fucked up because they were trying to fit it into such a it was such a large ship, and they just tried to fit it into the middle of the street. Yeah. And I was like looking at it, and it like the depth perception was off on one side.
Huh, I didn't catch that.
Whoever like CGI'd that in there, like they're like they didn't even have the space to really make it work.
Yeah, like somebody fudged the scale.
Yeah, somebody from Disney was like, "Oh, I want it to be this big, and it has to be this big because like 15 people come out of it." Yeah, but it looked bad. Yeah, like it straight up looked bad. And then they go to the next planet. I forget what it's called. Same thing, super small sets, and there's nothing like 50 feet into the foreground. Yeah, or the background.
Yeah, that's my issue with it. It's just like, it just seems empty, It does. Like a shell of like, what it should be, I think.
And same with the story too. Like all the stories could be like, if you just spent like an extra like, I don't know, like month just thinking through, like, because they're not long scripts. Yeah. It's like they're basically doing like what you'd think they would do. But it's just like, it's so unoriginal. It's so uninspired. The dialogue is terrible half the time.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is the acting. And again, you would think it's like, it's gonna be good, it's a Disney show, it's gonna be like the top of the top tier actors. They went through that process, they have the best that they could get, and I'm just like completely not impressed. Yes, even like some of Ewan McGregor's stuff, I'm like,
I think that's the writing more so than it is him, because you can see it's like he's trying to act it out like authentically. Yeah. But it's just like a bad line, and you're like anyone would look bad saying that, because it just doesn't make sense in where it is. Like why would you say that then? Or like think up something better to say. Right. But I guess you're right.
When I was watching it, I noticed too, this is like in the first 5 minutes of the first episode, so it's not like spoilers, but it doesn't spoil anything anyways.
Come on, Cars.
Anyway, the props and like the extras in the scene where he's like, everyone's like working as like a butcher or whatever for
these big ass shark.
Yeah, the shark, like
some desert shark.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And he's like in the tent. They're all like in an assembly line.
He's making sashimi.
Exactly. Yeah. But I was watching with Sarah, and we both were like, "What the hell was that?" We rewound it, and it's the extras like cutting through the fish meat, but like so obviously just like miming it, kind of.
Oh, really?
And it's not even like it's in the background where you're like, okay, well it's literally in the foreground in the same shot that he is. Yeah. On either side of him, there's one person like cutting it, and then there's one person fake like cutting off the fat of it, but it's already like cubed out and isn't even attached to it. So it's just like you can tell it's I don't know what material they're on. Probably like some sort of like foam.
Jesus
but it's
Christ.
like it's not even they're not even like trying that hard, man. And I think that's where it's going. This stuff is going to go. You know, is like. They just know that they can make anything and everybody's going to consume it and watch it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you bring back this character from a movie 20 years ago and it's Star Wars and it's like, okay, it's awesome, cool. Everybody's super jazzed about it. But then you just like half-ass it because you can and you know that everybody's going to watch it. And the hardcore fans are probably going to love it. And like,
no, I don't think that that's true. I was going to say like, I consider myself a hardcore Star Wars fan. Like, you know, I don't, like, bleed it, but...
I think, yes, but I think that there's a difference between, like... I think you're a good super fan, maybe. But you're not, like, you don't have the fucking, you know, the memorabilia in your room and, like, decorated.
You should see the Legos that I have, dog.
I mean, yeah. Legos are crazy.
You're right. Like, there's some people who are kind of blinded just by the fact that it is... branded Star Wars,
right? But
I think like the more discerning fan who like understands why they love it. Yeah, they don't just love the story; they understand. I love Dune because it's a great story, and then I love the movie because stylistically, you know, everything about. If it had been another 1984 like shitty version of it, I would have hated it.
Right.
Because it's like there's like a discernment to that fandom.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
For sure.
And I think that there are a lot of people like our age who grew up with Star Wars, like grew up with the prequels, and are realizing that it's trash.
Yeah.
I would be interested to see what the ratings are. Like how many people are actually watching it.
Yeah,
and like
true.
what like people are actually saying. Because like the only reason I think that The Mandalorian was so popular is because you had really good casting in what's his name?
Pedro Pascal.
And then you had like straight just cute baby value with Grogu.
Yeah, it's true.
Like that's the only reason why it was really good.
Yeah. It had they can market the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And like
exactly.
And yeah, that was a solid show, but that was like their first attempt at like a Star Wars
and it hit well. I liked it. I liked it.
I think very well. I think for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard honestly much like bad about it from anybody.
And then Boba was like kind of meh. And
I
then
didn't even watch. See, like that, I completely forgot about that show. I watched like maybe the first half of the first episode.
Yeah,
or something.
well,
I was like, I'm just like, this guy's like 70 years old trying to play like Boba.
Yeah, and he was like the only reason they brought him in there is like he got cast as like actually like probably one of the largest characters, which was like the Clone Army.
Yeah,
like he was all of them, and he makes an appearance in Obi-Wan in the next episode. You like it's same actor because he was all of the clones.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
right. So yeah, again, like I don't know. I guess storyline wise, this stuff makes sense. Like I don't think they're necessarily bad at that. I just think it's the effort and like, well, we can do it. So here, let's do a fucking Boba Fett. It's like one show a year, or maybe 2 shows a year.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot. They're just trying to like pump it out.
Well, what you said about the directing that I literally, so I just finished Ozark, right?
Oh yeah.
4 seasons, right? And I guess the first season, Jason Bateman, right?
Yeah.
Jason Bateman. He wanted to direct the whole first season. Like that was like kind of the deal with the writers. And it ended up not working, and they brought in like a few other people to direct a few of those episodes, and like the first season was really good.
Yeah.
Really well done. And then this season they had like multiple directors, and like the season 2 and season 3 they would have multiple directors come through, but stylistically it's held together so well because the storyline is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like the characters are so well acted. Everything about the show like is held together by strong storytelling, great sets, great characters, and you don't even really notice. Like, there's a few things, like the last episode of the last season. The last season is also 2 parts. There's like 13 episodes. It's great.
Whoa.
It's awesome. But the last episode, they bring back in the B-roll shots that they did in season 1, where they had like the boats going by on the lake and they're like a sunset or something like that. And as the show went on, those like kind of went away, like through season 2 and season 3.
Okay.
You like very rarely saw a shot of where they were.
Oh.
But then the last episode, it's kind of like an homage. They like bring back a lot of things, and it's very cool. But they bring those back, and it like immediately I was like, where have these been?
Yeah.
You know?
I heard the ending. I heard that the season as a whole was good, but the ending of the last season was like how it ended. I heard that they didn't really know how to end it, so it just like.
I thought it was actually very well done. I remember I said to Kyle, Kyle's my roommate in case anybody's wondering. Also, I'm not way out of. I'm out of the shot.
There you go.
I remember saying to Kyle, I was like, I'm gonna be so mad if this is like a happily ever after kind of thing, because these people have been going through hell.
Yeah.
For like 4 seasons. Like, people are dying left and right. Like, all of the Langmores are like on. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but all of the Langmores are in some sort of trouble.
Yeah.
And it's like hardcore. I mean, like, most everyone is fucking dying or like getting disappeared or hurt some way.
I gotta give that another go, because I watched the first season, I remember. And then I think I started season 2 and then it just kind of like faded. But yeah, I gotta give it another go. Now that I know it's like finished.
Yeah. You could rip through it for sure.
Yeah, I need something to watch now. I don't know. I feel like
Yes.
I don't really ever.
Okay, give me your rating on what did you bring up a movie? Did you give me a movie? Oh, you were gonna talk about Northmen.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was.
Let me do Ozark first. I'm gonna rate Ozark because we're doing ratings. Okay, guys. I'm going to give Ozark like a 9.2.
Damn.
9.2. I think it is one of the better contemporary shows that I've seen.
Okay.
I'm not huge on like contemporary America kind of thing, but it was really good.
Okay. I like that.
Yes.
It's a high one.
Northmen.
The Northman. Yeah, that was just a cool like original story. It wasn't like a sequel or like all these movies that are coming out I think right now. It's a cool like original script. I think it was shot beautifully. And it just like it kept itself small, It's like a very contained, like self-contained movie that had like a beginning, middle, and end, and just like solid
rising action.
Yes, to the climax.
Like a good climax.
Yeah, dude, it was good. It's hard to, I guess, say anything without spoiling it in terms of story. But it was. I mean, it made me want to be a Viking afterwards. So, but
you make a good Viking.
I consider that successful.
You'd make a good Viking.
Yeah, I was just like, oh fuck, I really gotta hit the gym now, man. He's kind of like my height and just like jacked,
Fucking.
Oh yeah.
240 pounds of twisted seal sex appeal.
Dude, it was yeah, cool ass
Fuck yeah.
movie. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than
Rate it,
because it's hard to say without spoiling. Highly recommend. I would say. I mean, going into 9s is that's a lot. I would say like I'm on the cusp. I'm like 8.9 with it. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see it and we'll reconvene.
Yeah.
Um.
Also, watched A Quiet Place. Part 1 and Part 2.
That's the one where the fucking monster is.
Yeah. Hence the name. You have to. Yeah, you can't. I mean, these movies. The first one came out like 4 years ago, and I think part 2 came out in 2020.
Those aren't the ones with like the Sandra Bullock and the blindfolds, right?
No, that was Bird Box. That was Sandra Bullock.
Sandra and her bullocks.
And her bollocks.
That one was like they come look at the monster, right? It was like a Medusa type thing.
Yeah, it was some sort of like cloud thing that could move really quickly. It wasn't like a physical being, it seemed like. So it just would move really quickly, and I don't even know that.
Suspect.
That one wasn't as good.
That's like another quarantine.
It was it was a huge
thing.
Quarantine deal. I think maybe it was a little bit before. But anyway. A Quiet Place was sweet, man. I'd always heard about it and heard that it was a good movie. And I remember starting it one night and I was like, no, whatever. And I think watching it now, I think I stopped it the first going at it, like right before it got I was like, whoa.
How'd I miss this?
Yeah, because I was pretty floored.
I was gonna say
like,
that.
oh, and then instantly hooked.
Okay, fuck yeah.
And then part 2 was, I think, a solid sequel. Maybe not as good as part 1, as a lot of those movies are, but a good continuation. It's continues right after the first one.
Fuck yeah.
So, and it also explains where the monsters come from. In the first one, you don't know where they come from,
there.
And you start in like 3 months into, it goes day 93, and so you start off. That's your starting point, which is cool because there's so much mystery on they don't explain it to you or
here's the backstory.
Yeah, exactly. You have to wait till part 2. You get a little bit of it. I guess you get the whole thing. So it jumps back, and then everything that happened in part 1, and then it jumps to where part 1 ended, and you get the continuation of the story.
Do they give you that exposition on every scene where they tell you day whatever?
No, it's so they did the day 90 something, and then it went day 400 and something. So it did a huge skip.
It's
so
like a year.
Wow, they're established and stuff. In their little settlement. But it's a day by day thing, so it doesn't go 470 something to
Gotcha.
not every.
They're jumping around.
Yeah, they're not jumping around. It just goes.
Oh, it's linear?
Yeah, it's linear. When they jump, it's then linear. It doesn't continue to jump around, which is also nice because it's not wait, what the fuck? Why are we going back? It's just starts off okay, you get where they're at in 3 months, and then you get where they're at in a year about.
Gotcha.
And so then it continues from there. But
how the
dude, the monster fucking design is so sick and
Did you get
creepy.
to see him?
Yeah. I was afraid. I was okay. Obviously,
Oh, he was scared.
Oh, I was afraid. No. Well, in some spots, it's a super. It's not a horror movie. I think it's still rated PG-13, but it's super. Yeah. You're allowed. But it's super suspenseful. It does very well with that. And I was scared that it would be super ambiguous. You just would not be able to see it. But it does a slow like burn of seeing it a little bit and then a little bit more, and then by the end you just see the full thing, you know.
Is it just one monster, or is it like a lot?
No, it's
like a breed.
Yeah. There's not a ton. There's like 3 in the area that they found. So it's,
right.
But they're like super, like you can't kill them basically. They're super, but like dude, and the way that they like play around with having to keep quiet all the time is so interesting. Like the things that they make up, like they put in their pathways that they take on their like farm, they put sand down so that their footsteps are quiet.
Oh.
This isn't a spoiler, but that family basically survives because they already know sign language because their daughter is deaf.
Oh.
So they can communicate through sign language, the whole family.
Very cool.
So there's all these like different elements that, you know. Fuck. A really good fucking movie, man. You should actually watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. It's super cool. And the monsters like don't have any eyes, and they like have these like flaps that they hear with, so they like lift up, and they have like these massive, sort of like concave ear things they show.
Whoa.
And they have these. Their arms are like 3 times the length of their legs. Like have these big like arms, super fast, like super
like,
brutal.
They're like quad pedal though. They like. Crawl
Yeah, they kind of like like kind of gallop almost. Dude.
Terrifying.
Yeah, and it's cool that you're talking about like, you know, with like Jon Favreau or whatever, like actors starting out as actors and doing some directing.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Peele did Get Out, which I guess
Yeah.
I need to also see that one actually. Now that I'm in this realm of like suspenseful horror movies. But apparently that Get Out was really good, and Jordan Peele had directed it. Likewise, this is directed by John Krasinski.
Oh, okay.
It was like written and directed by John Krasinski. Krasinski. And he played in it, and yeah, it started it. So.
Okay, so
I would give those 2 movies real quick. Those probably go into the 9s, like 9-1.
9-1.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
saying,
9-1 on the
it's
first
that
one.
Fucking yeah. Okay.
Or
yeah.
is that a composite score?
Let's split it. I'd say 9-1 for the first one, and 9, 8-4 for the for the second one. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Those are good numbers.
Oh.
Carson's a very liberal judge.
Yeah. Very liberal.
Very liberal. How did the monsters get there?
So yeah, that's something you find out in the second one, but
No,
it's like right.
Don't tell me.
You don't want to know? Okay. Yeah.
You know what I did watch?
That's fair.
The new dinosaur thing on Apple TV Plus.
I saw, I think, a preview of that. I was like, oh,
I
okay,
was very disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I remember watching the dinosaur stuff, like when I was a kid. What was that one? Like Walking with Dinosaurs?
Yeah, something
Legendary.
like that, dude.
Legendary.
I remember watching that at your house. We're like, oh, whoa.
Had it on VHS, and it was electric.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they combine like real props with the CGI from like the early 2000s, maybe late 90s.
Yep.
But it was like really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if we watched it now, it would be like a little
dated.
but it's already like 20 years old.
Yeah.
This shit just came out, and they couldn't even get water right.
Really?
Yeah, like the water looked terrible in a lot of scenes.
The water CG?
They had a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex like swimming out to this island with its like babies, right? And you're like, this thing fucking swims.
Wait, a T-Rex?
A Tyrannosaurus Rex. They're like, yeah, they'd often swim to the inland islands. Or like, what the? That seems so wrong. That thing has 2 big legs and 2 like chicken arms.
Yeah.
How is that thing swimming? I don't know. It said hollow bones. That's what they said. I was like, I think you're getting a little bit more buoyancy than that.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, it was kind of trash.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, like objectively cool because you get to see like different dinosaurs that maybe a different take on them. Like the younger Tyrannosauruses were like the babies; they were feathered, which was cool.
Okay.
But they're like swimming, and the water just like looks fake.
That's tough.
It was tough.
Yeah, and it sucks because that stuff, I think, just like will take you out of certain shows.
Yeah, it's the uncanny
Like
valley.
that?
You just immediately.
Exactly. If they're going for realism and you can't get realistic elements in your shot and make it look as real as possible, like, and that's the thing with the uncanny valley. We know exactly what water should look like.
Yes.
Because we've seen it so many times that if it's just a little bit off, it throws everything off, and you just like notice it. You're like, oh, that looks.
That's
weird.
not water.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, man,
what are you swimming in?
That's not water.
It's true. It's just like it is what it is. But you know, they did have a cool shot of the meteor coming in, and like that was like you see it like coming through the stratosphere, and it's just like massive, and it just hits the stratosphere and just explodes there, and then a smaller one comes all the way down, and it like goes over the horizon line, and then you just see like a big like light, and then all of a sudden like there's a gigantic wave, and you're like,
Well,
that would be terrifying.
yeah.
Legitimately terrifying.
Yes. That would be... I couldn't even imagine, man. So, Dino Show 1.5 something? That bad? Do you learn anything? Do you get educated?
Not really.
Hmm.
Not really. I wasn't impressed at all. I'd give it like a 2.6.
Okay.
2.6.
Okay. It's the lowest one yet, I think. It's got to be.
Not great.
No.
Not great.
So, do not recommend? Highly not recommend?
I wouldn't watch it before Ozark.
Okay. So, yeah, I am looking for something to watch, so I'll tap into Ozark first.
I gotta finish. Is the new Peaky Blinders season out yet?
I don't think on Netflix, no. It's still coming on the BBC.
The best.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Maybe I'll.
Fuck, we'll definitely talk about that on here.
Yeah, dude. I'm a big fan of Peaky Blinders.
I'm super psyched. It's a classic at this point, I think.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
Great show.
It's good.
I told my dad to watch Chernobyl today. You know, he just got back from Europe and not feeling too great. He's just gonna hang out on the couch all day. I was like, we'll watch Chernobyl.
He'll like, yeah.
Knock your socks off.
I think he would like that a lot. Knowing the man.
It's electric.
It is a good show.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Solid show, man. All right.
Well, that's our show.
And that's our show.
That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Any parting words? Any words of wisdom?
Not really, man. To be honest with you. You kind of put me on the spot here. And I got nothing for you. Okay?
Neither do I. You guys are fucked.
I mean, fuck.
You get nothing from us today.
We ain't got shit. But as usual.
Let's do another one next week, huh?
Yeah, man.
Let's do another one next week. We'll talk to you next week, all right?
Yeah.
Guys?
Well, hey, we always say it.
What do we say?
Hey, we'll get back to you soon. We're trying. Okay, we're trying. We'll see if it works, but we're trying. Okay.
All right. Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Nice.